Okay, we're going to make a bouquet. This is what I like to start my classes with because everybody can usually feel good about what they're doing. Occasionally I have people that want to really handle and make things happen, and that kind of, that's not what we're doing here. So what we need to do is, I tape a piece of paper down on my backer board so that I can move it around if I want to. But my paper's going to be there. It isn't going to move on me. I'm going to take water and I am going to paint with water. I'm going to use a good bit. I don't want it, if I tilt it, running completely over, but I want a little bit of a bouquet look. I'm working on flowers here. I might even put a vase in. And hopefully you can see this, the shininess. Where it's shiny, it's wet. And I've left space in between here. All my edges on the outside are different. You can see that, hopefully. And then I've got a little bit of a straight vase right here. Now I'm going to go in, that's all the water I'm going to use, but I'm going to go in and start applying paint. I'm going to start with my lightest color, which would be yellow. I'm going to touch it into that water, just wherever I feel like it. And then that water's going to carry it around if I move my paper. Now I'm going to go into, I think, a red. And keep it maybe close. Dab it in there. Now, I'll have red, but it's going to blend with the yellow. It's going to make an orangey color. Now, I don't know what kind of flowers this is, but it does have a floral shape to it. And I know if you were sitting here, you'd go, yeah, sure it does. Okay, now I'm using blue. I'm going to put this just in some areas where it mixes with the red. It's going to have more of a violet color to it. Where it mixes with the yellow, and I'll put some more yellow in there. Mix it with that and put in there. Put in here and put in here. Where it mixes with the yellow, it's going to be green. I can kind of manipulate this around a little bit if I want to. But see all those open areas? That's what really makes this work. I think I'll go back into some red. Maybe put some there. Put a little bit more there. Just make that a little bit stronger. Now, if I keep mixing and keep mixing, I'm going to eventually get a brown. We don't want that. Or at least I don't. Maybe you do. That's okay. Whatever makes you happy. Make that a little darker. Put some more in there. Now I'm going to go back into that blue and make a little bit of a vase here. I'm just following my wet water that I got in the shape of a little bit of a shape of a vase. Maybe put a little bit of a shadow here. Now you can let that dry. You can manipulate, move it around a little bit more if you want. But then after it's dry, you can go in and maybe put some stems. I'm going to try to do it right now. And I'll show you what happens when it's not dry and you're moving it around. and it touches with the other paint. I'm going to go up here. There's a stem. Maybe I'll take this on up here. Now, where it goes in, you can see where it's gone in with the wet. It's going to start to blend, and that's okay. I know that was going to happen, but if you wait until it's completely dry, it won't, you know, spread into that other area. Here's another little area where I can make a stem and maybe even follow it down. Make it there. Ooh, this looks like a bud here of some sort of flower. Make a stem here. And then I can come in here and make some stems in my vase. And this is a rigger that I'm using. It's wonderful to use it for that. Making trees or stems on flowers. And how it got its name, rigger, was because people use them, artists use them to make the riggings on the ships. Much easier than trying to make a nice thin straight line with these long bristles. So there, it kind of pulls that all together. You could let it dry, do some ink work. You could also let it dry and come in and make some centers. This looks like this could be one big flower here, maybe a little leaf coming out under here. This almost reminds me with that orange center where the red bled into that. It almost looks like a tiny little daffodil, a little jonquil. Here's a nice leaf, and this is just, it doesn't have to be a select flower, but you're giving a feeling, you're giving lines that remind people of flowers, so it works. And there's a vase.